Okay, let's talk about a few exercises you can do to strengthen your hip flexors. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start sitting up here on the table. And I have a weight here that's gonna be used to help us kind of as a target for this exercise. So in this example, we're gonna target the right side here. So in this kind of long sitting position, find an object. I have a weight here. You can find something that's a few inches tall. And all we're gonna do here is do what I call lift and over, up and over, up and over. And we're getting a nice engagement of the hip flexor there in the front of the right thigh there. And this one's sneaky, where you'll definitely feel it, and you'll probably be able to start out with probably 8 to 10 repetitions, and you'll definitely feel it engage. It's a nice starter kit. Okay, let's go to the second version. This one I do for a lot of my runners or upright athletes, from tennis players and such. After going from that, I like to do something a little more functional. So here we have that little rubber band you saw me with here. You've seen these around. You're gonna put this around the feet here. And with this one in standing, here we go, we're going to lift up, and alternate. Up to about 90 degrees and alternate. I like this, it's a little more functional. We're having to balance on one side, but we're also getting a nice engagement through the hip as well, okay? And then thirdly, a way to get a little more core stability thrown in there, because I'm always a big fan of that, particularly with my weekend warrior athletes, is to find a weight or even a plate that you see at the gym, those little round plates. Here we're gonna take it up and over the head, and here we're going to lift up and down. Up and down. Now we could also keep that red band back on as well. But this is a great exercise, kind of reach for the ceiling to engage the core, but also engage those hips and work on a little balance. All right, so now let's talk about a stretch for the hip flexors. We said that sometimes the hip flexors will tighten up because of weakness. We already demonstrated those exercises, but what about giving it a stretch? Sometimes it does need a stretch. So I want to show you today my favorite way to do that. And again, we're going to do that for the right side. So we're going to come down here, and I've got a pillow already set up. And what we're going to do here, number one, is do what we call a pelvic tilt. I want you to think about kind of tucking your tailbone. Boom, I'm doing it right now, and I can already feel a nice stretch right through here, okay? So really, I'm not a proponent of leaning forward and to really put a lot of stress on the hip there. Really, all that does is kind of force the head of the hip bone here kind of into the capsule, and that's not really good. So again, let's go back to it. Tuck the pelvis, got a stretch already. I'm gonna put my other hand here, kind of pull back a little bit, engage my core, and then I'm gonna take that same side hand and do a little stretch here as well. And I'm gonna get a nice stretch all the way from the knee, all the way up into my thoracic spine, okay? Let's show you a side view of this. Okay, again, stretching here. First step, tuck the pelvis, boom. I already feel that nice stretch. Opposite hand here, a little pull back, set the core, bring this arm up, and a little side stretch here, and man, I feel a nice stretch all the way through here. Try this 2 to 3 reps, hold for 30 seconds. It's a nice way to put a nice stretch on the front of the hip or the hip flexors.